What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. My name is Justin Odisho. Today I am with three really cool people. I'm just going to go from that way to this way. I think it's my right. You might know him as Yeezy Busta. We also have Kai.
What's up, guys?
I'm Yeezy Busta.
And we have Jacob Starr.
That's me.
Here.
I'm Jacob Starr.
Yep.
So you guys are probably confused, but they can't trick you. I'll pop tag you all. Yeah, you guys are in Detroit shooting some stuff with, is it like, I can't say? Or
Don't talk about it, please.
No, we're just working with StockX, which their office is like probably like a 5-minute walk from here.
Yeah.
And yeah, first time in Detroit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so if you guys mind, I mean, you guys know I'm from Detroit. So I'm always like checking Instagram, and I'm seeing a lot of people come to Detroit lately that I follow, and I'm like, hold up now. And then I saw you come for StockX like last
6 months ago or something.
Something,
like that. Like in the winter.
StockX Day.
No, I missed that actually. I was kind of bummed I missed that.
Yeah, me too.
My shorty Emily Oberg was there. You know.
Shout out to Emily.
Not
Oberg.
really.
Shout
She
out to
doesn't
Emily.
even know who I am, but.
I think every hype beast had a crush on her at one point, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't classify myself as a hype beast, even. I know that
I
some
I
internet
would
people.
Jacob just
classify
got offended.
myself.
Yeah, I'm triggered.
I'm classifying I'm not saying you're a hype beast. I'm saying every hype
Bro,
beast.
you don't have to apologize. It's fine.
But I feel like with people coming to Detroit, it's because there's a lot of like right now there's a lot of like I think the term that they're using, or like they took us on like a tour. They're trying to like revitalize the downtown and like turn Detroit back into what it was, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm from Detroit. If you guys don't know that are listening, so it's it's like rebuilding or like revitalizing, like you said. Like
But
this.
what happened to make it? Like, why did
Honestly,
they have to rebuild it?
I'm not gonna act like I know all the details because I mean, I'm 25. I was born here, like in Detroit. Like you were mentioning 8 Mile. Like everyone knows 8 Mile, the movie. I was born.
Which we gotta go to later tonight.
We'll roll through. I was born on 7 Mile, 1 mile less than that. I wasn't born on there. I was born in a hospital, but like
Yeah.
I grew.
I was born in the alleyway of 7 Mile, right in the middle of the street, cars passing.
story.
My mom jaywalked to give birth to me.
No, I was raised there. Sorry, we lived there till I was in like 2nd grade, like 7 or 8. So I mean, I think Detroit just like the auto industry crashed and like just financially got ruined, and then a lot of what was the problem is like a lot of the housing then like got abandoned, and now it's like, yeah, a lot of people say, oh, you can buy a house down there for like nothing, but then you have to pay property taxes on it, so it's just like a bunch of abandoned.
How much are houses like at the low?
I've seen stuff online like you can buy like a literally like terrible abandoned lot for like $5,000 or something of like a house. But then, like, you have to pay property taxes on it, so nobody even wants to do that. But I'm not gonna act like I know all the details, but the economy, the motor industry.
I think Michael Moore did a documentary on it, actually.
Yeah, and there's like things on YouTube like Eddie Wong and Wong's World where they come through and like do more socioeconomic like breakthroughs, not like documents.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is though. In the past couple of years, I've noticed like. They are rebuilding. I mean, you guys know Dan Gilbert.
Yeah. He's like owns everything, right?
Yeah, he owns the Cavaliers, and he's
probably
from
owns this
here.
hotel.
Quicken Loans.
Yeah,
Probably does own this hotel.
Yeah. I mean, he literally. So like one time before I was like gonna start all this stuff, I was like applying to be an intern at Quicken Loans.
Yeah.
So I needed an internship for school, and they walk you through this part of the building in there, and there's a like mini map of the city, and they highlight all the buildings that Dan Gilbert and their like group own, and it's literally like it looks like half the city on
Yeah.
And
They
so
have
do
that
that
in the
at
StockX
StockX,
office. Yeah.
yeah.
Shut up, Jacob.
Oh, they showed you guys. Yeah. So
Don't finish my sentences.
We finish each other's sandwiches.
Yeah.
but not to turn this into like a whole like documentary
Of Detroit.
Of Detroit. A lot of you guys that are watching this might be more like video editor, video creator side. So I like, and this is like a cross-section collaboration that's kind of a little bit different. A lot of people might not know. I've been into also like the clothing culture for a long time, but it's really cool that all three of you are using video, social media, photography, especially like photography. So I think the worlds all collide there. Just for anyone who kind of doesn't know you, I'd love for you guys to give like a little
Bio.
intro. Yeah, like a little short intro to yourselves. Like, I guess we could do it alphabetically or in order.
I'll start to make things easier.
There we go.
I go by Yeezy Busta. I call out celebrities and influencers who wear fake Yeezys, and now I've kind of transcended Yeezys and gone into designer goods and a lot of other things as well. And my whole thing is to wear real stuff, because I really don't believe in people wearing fake stuff. I mean, I honestly don't mind if people wear fake stuff as long as they don't show it off as if it's real, because that's my biggest issue. Because it's a lot larger than just wearing a fake Rolex or wearing fake Yeezys. It's a bigger picture. The fake industry is really bad, and I feel like if you see someone wearing a fake watch and they're pretending like it's real, then you don't know what else might be fake in their lives, and like a lot of stuff like that. So that's kind of why I started everything, and that's pretty much it. That's what I do.
Dope.
Yeah.
How did you gain the knowledge to be able to tell from a picture if something's real?
Well, to be honest, the way I started, I got a job at Starbucks. So I was working like a minimum wage job, and I really like Kanye West. I could give less of a... Can I cuss on this?
Yeah, you could do whatever
I
you
could
want.
give less
you
of a
could
shit
flick everyone off
about sneakers like 2 years ago, like 3 years ago when I first started. And I just really wanted Yeezys, so...
What Yeezys were they at the time?
Turtle
V1?
Doves.
Okay.
Turtle Doves, yeah. That was like the Yeezy that I wanted really, really bad. And it was crazy because like my dad got me a pair of Turtle Doves for my birthday, but they were super fake.
Yeah.
Like he got them off eBay for like $200. And I thought they were real. I didn't know anything about like resale markets or anything at the time. So I wore them. I had no idea that they were fake. And some kid told me that they were fake, so I looked it up online. And then I looked up the differences between real and fake on like Nike Talk and different forums and Reddit and stuff like that. And then I got this job, worked really hard. I ended up getting a real pair off of eBay as well.
How much were they?
They ended up being, I think they were like $850 at the time. So it was Pirate Black, so dead stock, everything. And then I kind of compared the two. Granted, mine were like horrible fakes, but at least I could tell the difference between those two like up front. And then I was able to look up so many different sources online as to like what was fake back then, A lot of the times, like 2 years ago, fakes were not that good, you know what I mean? And now fakes are really, really good, which is unfortunate. But back then, I just educated myself online. I had some real and some fake, in hand as well. A lot of my fans had sent me a bunch of like higher tier fakes that they had, so I was able to like compare them in hand. And honestly, sometimes it's really hard to just tell from a photo. And I really don't post anything unless like I'm sure about something.
Have you ever been wrong?
See, I don't think so personally, and I know like I wanted to talk to you about this as well because I remember we had our little drama back then.
Yeah.
This is perfect
And
for the
like-
podcast. I was like, is this gonna come up?
No, because this is
No,
the
but
thing.
the funny thing is, it really had nothing to do with me, but
No, it did.
I didn't
but
even know
remember.
this.
Yeah.
I remember, but
What are
you
you
had
guys
the
even
outlet.
talking about?
So
You'll see.
no, but like
well, let's give the backstory.
okay. So there's no bad blood. There's no bad blood. We good.
No,
Have
we're
you
good,
ever
we're
been
good.
wrong?
100%.
I think he's asking
like-
an innocent question.
No, it's so funny because we have so many mutual friends,
Yeah.
and it always came up like, yeah, did you see that video Kai made about you? And I was like, damn, like I did see that, and I'll tell you the backstory just so you know. So Ben Baller, right?
Yeah.
So, both of my chains, like, If and Co made them for me.
Yeah.
I've known Ben for 2 years. We basically met through a mutual friend of his, and you know him. He's kind of an airhead. Like, I fuck with you, Ben, if you're watching this, but you're kind of an airhead. I've told him that to his face. Kind of talks the talk, doesn't walk the walk all the time. But regardless, he texted me out of nowhere. Like, I talk to him once every couple months or something. Like, he always just hits me up out of the blue. And he's like, yo, there's this dude so-and-so. I was like, your friend, like, Aaron or something?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, this dude's talking mad shit about me. Like, can you fuck him up for me? And, like, I can't even tell you how many times Ben's asked me to do that, and I never do it because I'm like, yo, Ben, like, I'm really not trying to get into your drama right now.
Yeah.
But then he was like, yo, like, trust me, like, I know where this guy got these. They're super fake. He got them from some like Chinese plug or something, like, and I took his word for it. And like back then, like I was under the impression, like, because you know I can't say this on the podcast, but I had sources from Adidas that had let me know that like literally nobody had zebra samples at the time. Like there might have been like a handful of people who had them, and for the handful of people, nice job. And for the handful of people who did have them, it was like a big no-no to give them to other people, you know. So, but Ben, being the guy that he is, he told me that these shoes are 1,000% fake. I have nothing to worry about and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, you know what? It's good content. Let's post it up.
Yeah.
So I did. Because, you know, Ben's done me a few favors, and I was like, you know what? Like, I normally don't do this kind of thing. Because, like, one thing that I always try to do with my page is, like, I always try to punch up. You know what I mean? I don't want to punch down to, like, the little guy. And with all due respect.
Like bullying or something.
Yeah. With all due respect, I had, like, maybe 300,000 followers at the time. And your friend Aaron had, like, what? Maybe, like, a couple tens of thousands. Like, maybe, like, 20, 30,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something I typically do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not because I'm trying to, like, because that's belittling because they have less followers. I just feel like it's, you know, my followers are crazy. They go nuts and they really, like, destroy people's pages. So I really didn't want to do it. But I ended up doing it. And then the next day, Ben calls me. He goes, yo, bro, like, you never guess what just happened. And I'm like, what happened, Ben? He goes, yo, Drake just called me. And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, like, he just called me and he said that I'm disrespecting one of his boys and, like, this weird shit. And I was like, at first I was like, yo, that's kind of cool that, like, Drake's checking out my page. Like, I was like, yo, that's pretty dope, right? But at the same time, I was like, this is a really bad light. It reflected really poorly upon me because, you know, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but basically Ben, like, begged me to take it down. And I've never taken a post down, like, ever. Like, never taken a post down.
Still to this day?
Yeah, never. And I don't do that. I mean, the only posts I've, like, archived are photos of me that I don't care about. But, like, but Bust, no, that's a no-no. Because that makes me look really bad, you know?
Yeah.
And I told Ben, I'm like, Ben, I can't take this down. And he just continued to harass me throughout the day. He's like, you need to take this down. You need to take this down. You need to take this down. And I was like, okay, look, like, you got me into this, so you're going to apologize because I don't want to look bad. This is not me, you know?
Yeah.
And I ended up taking it down. And then I don't know if Ben cleared things up with you guys, if he apologized. He told me he apologized to you guys.
He did.
Good.
We actually went out for lunch, like, a month after that. I didn't even know him at that point.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then I saw your video about it was like a couple of days later. So this is where I'm going to come in. I'm going to do some exposing here.
Go for it. Exclusives.
Just because there were things in the video that were inaccurate. And I don't know exactly how much of the story you had known, but Aaron never reached out to me once.
I remember you saying that, and I believe that.
Yeah, he, like, never reached out to me one time.
What did he say? He reached out to you and said what?
He said that he sent me photos and that I had confirmed them and said that they were actually real, and that's why I deleted the post.
Oh, okay.
And, like whether those samples were real or not.
I don't think they were, first of all.
I mean, yeah, with all due respect, you know, like I said.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And, bro, that's totally cool. Like I said, like.
So not having seen the video from the outside perspective.
Yeah.
You don't think the samples were real?
No.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I know they weren't real at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like, when you made the video, what was your kind of your idea? Like,
well,
it's
my
boy,
idea.
So, like,
yeah, I'm like, yo,
yeah.
my boy has fucking 3 pairs of unreleased Yeezys. Let's shoot a video. You know?
Yeah.
And I had, you know, Chicken Wop, right?
Yeah.
So is his shit all fake?
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
So like
Adidas hates that, dude.
I don't even know if but he has like crazy colorways and shit. Some of them are actually pretty fire.
Trust me, like some of the samples.
So all of his shit's fake.
All of it, yeah.
But like they're pretty good fakes, no?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so like I remember seeing this guy Chicken Wop's page. He's like, yo, I found all these fucking rare samples, like, dude, craziest colorways. I didn't even know how the fuck he had these colorways before. Like, he had the zebra samples. I didn't even know zebras were coming out, you know? So, like, he obviously had some, like, intel or some shit.
Yeah. I can actually explain to you, like, how they get all that stuff later.
So then I was like, I did a video on it. I didn't really talk too much about the whole situation. The Ben Baller shit is, like, some other shit. But then I remember, like, you were calling out Aaron, which, like, I had nothing to do with it, but it was just funny how it's kind of like come full circle. So yeah, I guess that's when we kind of like first got introduced to each other online.
Oh, that's how you guys
Unfortunately,
met.
I mean,
Yeah.
but see, the thing that I respect is like you were kind of like the middle. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't really come at me at all. You
Yo,
didn't
Aaron
say.
was like fucking pissed.
I could tell.
He was
yeah.
just like sitting on his phone for hours, just like,
Well,
dude, he was
so,
pissed.
So with Aaron, I mean, it sounds like Aaron genuinely thought they were real, though.
I guess so.
Okay.
Like I don't really know for a fact, but I'm guessing because he's to
'Cause, I mean,
take
it would-
pictures of them up close and post them like that. Like, dude, I fucking posted them too because I thought they're real. Post them on my Instagram. I never got called out for them. No, I guess they were so like new that no one knew if they could tell if they were real or fake, right?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that he thought they were real too.
I mean, it would
'cause
just
he
be kind of
posted
weird to
mad
get
pictures
pissed
of them.
if they turned
Yeah.
out to be fake and he got called out. It'd be kind of weird to be pissed. Like,
What
I
I
feel like if
thought-
I did posted something and some fake shit,
he should
and
have
got
just,
caught, I would be
you
like,
know, maybe been open to the fact that they could have been fake and he got fucked over. You never
instead
know.
of like,
you know?
Yeah.
instead of like not wanting to admit that.
No,
and then
because
being like,
because like one thing I always say is like where there's smoke there's fire. You know what I mean? When I call out rappers and celebrities, I'd say 9 out of 10 times they reach out to me and they're like, "Yo, like I didn't even know this was fake. Like, can you walk through why it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
fake?"
but probably some of them did know and they're still saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's true. But at least they take it in a way that doesn't look like they're guilty. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
I kind of want to get him.
to kind of, all right, hold on. I haven't said anything. Let me get things. I'm like,
Oh,
the
this is your
mediator right now.
podcast?
No, I actually, you know what? Since it's usually just like I've
Well, we-
even done solo episodes, it's like this is even so much better for me. 'Cause like,
You just get to chill.
Well,
Go.
we started with this really cool.
Talk.
Like, that was kind of cool how that came up. Like your guys' story. I thought
Yeah.
that was
But-
kind of dope.
Absolutely.
I had some point. Like, I actually did want to kind of. I'm probably gonna put it in like a little thing before this on how I came across all your guys' stuff. But I like how you're saying how you guys met, and that was kind of like what you do. And I never mentioned, but yeah, before I started doing all this like video stuff, I did to pay my way through college. I would buy and sell crazy, like not like that. I always stayed away though from like hype brands like Supreme and Yeezy because exactly what you're saying. Like the stuff exchanges so many hands, and oftentimes the people who also want it, like lust after it, are like younger kids who like sometimes don't care about like finessing you or hustling or fakes or PayPal scams. So I would always stay away from those type of brands and just deal with more just like upscale like
Yeah, for
Barney's
sure.
type of brands. It's crazy how many hands this stuff can exchange and like everything that goes into like getting designer and all the drama and like everything around it. But
A lot of bullshit.
yeah, but I mean that kind of goes into I mean I guess that was an intro, but then like let's still do Kai and Jacob.
Yeah, I
so
feel
like
like-
Kai.
Yeah, that was a pretty long intro.
Hey, I mean, are we
You
still
guys
following?
started hitting with the questions. I was like,
No, I like that.
You start asking questions. You
I
know?
like that though. But then
No,
this will be like the
I'm
next
happy
20
'cause
minutes
I-
and then the next 20 minutes.
And I'm
so.
happy because I wanted to talk about that like with you
Yeah.
because I felt like it was kind of like a little elephant in the room.
Yeah, that's
And,
and
like-
he brought up to me and he was like,
Yo,
"Yo,
I didn't
like,
even
should I bring it
remember
up?"
it for like the longest time until I saw you here this morning. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
No, but see, this is the thing. Like,
I recognize with the mask off.
like even Louis was like, "Yo, like
Mask
Kai's
off.
gonna pull up," and I was like looking in the back of my head. I was like,
See, I didn't know
I was
it
like, "Oh, that's the dude that made that video about me?" So I had this like thing in my head, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm all about getting rid of confrontation. I don't
Yeah.
like burning bridges, and you know, me and you have so many mutual friends. I
Yeah.
can't even tell you.
You just get a
Handmade.
drink of water. Hold up.
I'll go
I
for it.
actually forgot like,
your
whose water
intro
bottle
because we
it
still
is.
haven't done the other two intros yet.
I found Kai, like I was telling him when we were walking up here. One time I was trying to figure out how to like get a single word username on Instagram. I forgot what
God, his freaking username.
I
is so
forgot what I
savage.
searched and yeah, I was like trying to figure out if I could get Jay or like Justin. Obviously probably can't. I typed something on YouTube about it and Kai had a video that popped up. It's like how I got my first name as a username. And I'm like, who the heck is this guy? I was like, there's actually so many Kais that it's crazy that so many Kais and also so many Kais that are also like doing the social media grind that it's kind of crazy that you have
Biggest one is
the
this
verified
the
Kai.
biggest Korean pop group. One of the main guy is Kai, and it was a fan page of his before, and actually like maybe a week ago he got Instagram again, and went on his live, and he's the fastest person to ever get to 1 million followers. It was like 3 hours.
K-pop is
Yo,
crazy.
The fan. So he went on his live and he's like, yeah, I wish I could have got the username at
Yo,
Kai.
you might have a.
And so all these fans of his were fucking blowing. It has like 1,000 comments on one of my pictures.
I saw that actually.
I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
I was just like kind of flicking through your page,
Yeah.
and I saw for some reason like something must have happened to this picture.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. Anyways,
But that's how I
his
found
fans
your
are weird
page.
too. They're like really like apologetic. They're like, you can't make him look this way. Like, and they weren't really doing anything. They were just asking me for the username.
I think it's
and,
like Korean culture, probably.
Yeah,
to
like
be,
they were like
really
super like
polite.
super polite. It was weird.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But I then I ended up subscribing to you because I'm into like a lot of the similar things that
yeah,
you are.
I actually
so.
met when you were friends.
I know. Shout
That's
out
how
to
I
Stan.
found Justin's channel.
Shout out to Stan if you're watching.
Where was
this.
that?
So Stan is the dude who's like, I would always be live streaming and doing stuff, and he likes video of editing and photography, so he followed
Yeah.
me. But like, you know how like when you have an audience, you have like that core like familiar regulars,
diehards.
Yeah, and like this dude is just funny. Like
Yeah.
he'd always be leaving funny comments, and I actually linked up with him when I went to Toronto. Like me, him, a couple other people. Like we went to Yorkdale and all this stuff, and he works, or at the time he was working at Urban Outfitters.
Oh, that's
And
right.
he's like, he actually texted me. He's like, yo, he's like a huge fan of you and your brother.
Yeah.
He's like, they're the sickest vloggers
Yeah.
or whatever.
I
He's
was
like,
at Urban Outfitters trying to get some new gear.
yeah, he texts me or something. He's like, yo, Kai and such so-and-so walked in, and like, I was like, no way. I helped him get a hoodie or something. I think they
Yeah.
thought I didn't even work there. They thought I was just
No,
saying
yeah, I
what's
didn't
up.
think he worked there. But anyways, yo, so
and then he told you, yeah, he's like, check out my boy.
yeah, and I was like,
yo,
I
you're
was
the-
like into like
I was
learning how to
live
use
streaming.
Final Cut and shit at that time, even though you do Premiere stuff. But I just you had a cool channel.
I was
so-
live streaming literally Fortnite.
Oh, that's what it
And
was.
I
You were
never
on a
streamed.
live stream.
I never
That's
streamed.
what it was, and I commented on it. Right?
And I
I
saw a
forgot
comment
about
from
that.
you, and it was like, you suck at Fortnite or something. I don't remember what it was.
Did he
And then I knew.
Do you play Fortnite still?
I honestly haven't played in
you
the
suck
past.
at
Like,
Fortnite?
I don't even remember.
what did I do?
I was asking if you actually sucked.
Oh no, I'm pretty good. I'm not bad.
I'm pretty
Like,
good.
I'm not as good. I haven't played
Should we
as
all
much.
squad up?
I'm
right
better
now?
than all
Honestly,
of
I
you guys.
play a lot.
Let's just all squad up
I'm
right
better
now.
than all
I
of you.
What do you
stopped
play?
I don't
playing
think so. I play on
bef-
Xbox.
literally
Same.
after they
we
destroyed
we
Dusty.
should go live. That'd be hella fun.
I will dust.
I'm
all
I have
of you
100%
guys.
fucking
down.
so many hours.
If you
It's
guys
my
want to
most played
squad,
game
I'm
ever,
100%
for sure.
down.
Yeah, we'll squad up.
I haven't updated
Xbox?
All of you on Xbox?
Xbox. Yeah.
PC, so I can play with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
PC
let's do it.
Master
That'd be
Race.
fun.
How many wins you guys got?
Friends?
How many wins?
Oh, wins.
How many friends?
Solo
Three.
wins?
How many friends you got?
I have I think 10 or 12 solo wins. I don't play that.
I
much.
only
I don't
play
play
solo.
that much.
Three
I don't
three
know. I
solo.
think I'm at, like,
I don't know how many I have.
300.
Jesus.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you have more than me.
God.
I
Okay,
probably
we're
have,
definitely
like-
gonna
I probably
squad
have,
up.
like-
then. I need to get my number.
probably have, like-
maybe more now.
I probably have like 50 or 60. I usually get like one a day.
Shut
but-
up, bro. You were telling me you have less than 10.
No,
I was talking to you yesterday.
no. I bet you. I'll show you my
Team-
account. You can look at my account of X the Starlight.
Show me
Team
right
wins don't count.
No, I
Solo
don't.
wins.
I don't play that
FortniteTracker.com.
many
now.
team
We
games.
about to expose.
Yeah, I got my
We
first.
We can-
Instagram account. Fortnite Busta.
Fortnite win,
We're about
Busta.
to do this right now. Are we
Yeah,
doing
look it
this?
up.
I got my first win live on stream. It was literally the most like exhilarating thing between me and the viewers ever. I was like, oh my god.
I remember it took me a while to get a win. Like, fuck,
I played until I got like 2-3 wins. Then they destroyed Dusty Depot, which was my favorite place. And then they added all
I hated
these,
Dusty Depot.
They added shopping carts and all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, I don't have
Hey,
time
but-
I'm trying
for
to look
this.
it up.
What's your username?
X the Starlight.
You have to have an
X,
Epic
the
account
Star
though,
Life?
to
What's that?
Oh, you're on Fortnite Tracker.
if you don't have an Epic account, it won't show it.
But yeah, anyways,
I
no,
don't know.
I
I
noticed
think I
you
do
were
have an
streaming
account,
on.
actually.
You started streaming on Twitch and all
I don't
that.
know.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's how you came across my channel. But that's how I came across your channel. But like, give us like a bio though,
Damn.
of, like how you even like
Not
got into
found.
video and like
It didn't
why
pop up?
why are you even
No.
doing any of this social
I'll
media
show you.
stuff and like.
Hey, we couldn't expose Jacob today,
How did
but
I start?
please
I,
continue.
I'll
Well,
leave
well,
the stats up.
Well,
I'll
you guys are
edit the
you guys are
stats
gonna
in.
follow me anyway, so you guys will expose me later if I'm lying.
yeah, in the comments.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
so
edit
what
the stats.
happened?
I'm just messing.
I was just like posting Instagram pics, like, fit pics, stuff like that, regular
Yeah.
stuff. And I maybe had like 10, 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
And I think like my page started growing quick when when like Drake was tagging me in pics.
Rewind though. Rewind even more. Like you're from Toronto.
Okay,
like,
yeah. From Toronto, born and raised. I have 2 brothers. They're kind of in the same, doing the same stuff that I do.
Yeah.
And my family's in the restaurant business, so that's kind of like, I was in college and I dropped out to work with my family 'cause
Yeah.
I was working in kitchens and stuff back then. But anyways, in terms of like social media, I don't even know how I got a little following just from like posting pictures, I guess.
Yeah, with like the streetwearr culture, I feel like if you have
gear and shit, people just like gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
And then Drake started tagging me in pictures, and my like following grew like maybe like 40,000.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I started YouTube, it like grew like 10 times quicker. Because
But why was Drake tagging you in photos?
we went to like New York together randomly. So we actually went to the same high school.
That's crazy.
But he was there.
Wait,
he
were you
left
in that video?
when I got there?
Were you in the Degrassi?
No,
video?
I wasn't in the Degrassi video. But he left when I got there. But we had a ton of mutual friends, and we ended up catering. Well, we threw his 26th birthday at one of our restaurants, and then he became like a good customer, and we'd be working every time he came in and serving him, and making sure they're good. And we ended up we started hanging out. And one time he's like, "Yo, we're going to New York," and he had this like art show at Sotheby's. It's like auction,
Yes,
the biggest auction house. And first time on a private jet, it was fucking crazy. Pull up.
Never been on them.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. I've only ever been on them with him, I think. Yeah. No, one other time. But anyways.
He's like once with the Migos and once with Kanye.
Yeah, we went to New York, and like we were just like at dinner. We took a picture together, and we were just hanging out, that kind of thing. And then I started doing YouTube because my little brother was actually in film school, and we used to watch YouTubers and stuff back then.
Yeah.
And I got a GoPro, and I shot like so much footage. I had no idea what I was doing, because I would watch YouTube videos, but I never watched vloggers. I would watch like random shit.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even really know what a vlog was. Like my little brother's like 20, and that's more his generation stuff, right? And I put together like a 30-minute vlog. Like it's still up there. My first video is like 30 minutes. Every one is 30 minutes, and they're trash. But they have like, that got like 100,000 views. So I just like kept doing it. And then all these opportunities kind of like came from doing YouTube. And I was growing my Instagram with YouTube. And I find that in Toronto, there's not many people doing it. And there's a lot of companies looking to get like Canadian presence. And so I'm one of the guys they reach out to, because there's not many people that have the reach.
You know what's crazy in your like space? I think you're right. In my like in the like camera educational entertainment like how-to stuff, there's actually so many dope people coming out of Toronto from that side, like who teach like photography and like cameras. But you're right. I can't say that I follow like too many.
Camera Store's not from there though.
I'm not sure Camera Store, but like people like Peter McKinnon, and then like my homie Daniel. Yeah, there's like a whole squad of people, and my homie Daniel Schiffer. I just did a podcast with him, and like, but they're much more in like my like video editing.
Yo, Toronto used to be so quiet before Drake.
I saw a video that.
Do you focus Safe?
Yeah.
He's so
he's sick. Yeah, he's dope.
He is amazing.
Who'd you say?
Yo,
Safe.
so
He's
Drake,
Safe, yeah.
Drake brings in 5% of
I saw
the
that
tourism
there's
to
a
Toronto,
video.
which is $440 million, which is fucking insane.
Wow.
You want to
So-
know a funny
Is it true that
story?
Toronto has the OVOL on the population sign, or
No.
is that Photoshop?
Photoshop.
Oh man, that'd be so sick to have that. Have your sign on the freaking
That'd be
Drake. If you're
crazy.
watching this, you need to.
I
try to strive
actually
for that.
He does
visited.
run in Toronto, so.
I actually visited Toronto like 3 months ago or something.
Yeah.
To like just do recording and do some stuff. I mean, partially like Drake did make it cool.
Yeah.
Funny story. When I was down there, I actually went to one of your guys' restaurants.
Yeah,
Since
you're telling me.
since I follow you guys, and like you are, so like you're bringing like an interesting presence. Like I would have never known to go get the Singaporean slaw at Leeds.
Well, that's
or
one of the
whatever.
reasons why I wanted to start doing YouTube, is to like.
You're driving traffic to your
Yeah.
actual businesses.
Yeah.
And even funnier story. So like I'm sitting at the I'm sitting at like the bar area.
Yeah.
And your dad's actually sitting like across the bar.
Yeah.
And I'm just eating. Like I'm not gonna bother him. He's like talking, but like I know who he is because I watch your vlogs. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm thinking in my head that's so crazy that like I know like kind of what this dude's talking about right now because I watch the vlogs.
Yeah, for
Then
sure.
the bartender's like, "What are you doing out in Toronto?" Because he asks like, because I'm from Detroit. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing all the way down here?" I was like, "Oh, I do a lot of like social media type of work. I'm just linking up with some people." He goes, "Oh, chefs' kids do a lot of that stuff. They're quite popular themselves." The first thing that came out of my mouth was like, not, "Oh yeah, I follow them." It was like, "Oh, that's so cool." So then I was like, "Well, now I just gotta sit here and finish eating." So that was hilarious.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
when you
jokes.
just like the first thing you say, and you're just
Yeah.
like, now I can't like flip my script.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know them, but
Maybe like I actually do know who you
Yeah.
no, the slaw was really good though. I just
Yeah,
I
you
really
guys got
wanted
to go
try
check
it.
out Lee in Toronto.
But yeah, that was funny. But Toronto is I mean, do you follow what's that page? It's like the World Star of Toronto.
Oh, Six Buzz?
Six
Yeah,
Buzz.
everyone
Yeah.
in Toronto follows Six Buzz.
I follow it too, and it seems
It's
it's like the World Star of
it's
Toronto.
like World Star of Toronto, kind of like World Star Academics type
of
page.
Toronto, yeah.
But it only posts Toronto shit. And
It's
blowing
so
up.
funny, and like I was saying I want to go back there soon, but following Six Buzz, it seems
Yeah,
like
you don't even need to.
it seems no, it seems like it's getting hot out there, the crime rate and everything.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. Right now, like the violence in Toronto, I heard it's worse than New York, which
Yeah, I heard they became like the top ranked or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
have to question that. I mean, maybe it's just because like Americans kind of have this like almost like ego thing that I feel like when we think of Canada, we like don't think of like
yeah, it's
crime at all. We
soft,
think
yeah.
like, which is weird because at the end of the day, like they're all humans. They all have their struggles. They're
Yeah.
all like whatever, you know. But like
Yeah,
I
but
feel
Canadians are mad nice though.
They
They
are
are.
They
not, yo,
like do
I
tend to be nice.
honestly
usually.
I find that Canadians are nicer than Americans.
I will
Yeah.
say
Like the average person.
I used to work at a mall in this area, and a lot of Canadians come over on the weekend to shop because it's only like a short from Windsor. It's
Yeah,
only like
yeah.
a short drive, and they were always super nice. Like
Yeah.
dealing with them, they're like, "Oh, we're from Windsor, eh?"
Yeah.
A?
No,
And then
that
Canadians
isn't
actually
a
say
stereotype. Yeah, I
That's
say
like
A
a real
all the
thing. I
time.
know when every time I hear a Canadian say A, I'm like,
But
Yeah.
like, I used to work in the shoe department at Nordstrom, and they would always ask me to throw the box away though, because they didn't want to get like
Duties.
taxed bringing
Yeah.
duties.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always found that like, no, I don't want to throw the box.
Sneakerheads do not do that.
I know. I always was like, no, you want me to throw the box away? Like,
That's funny.
you ruined the shoes.
you ruined the shoes.
But
Hey Jacob, can you stop texting my mom, please? It's kind of weird.
Actually, your mom.
Time
is
for your intro.
way too
yeah,
sexy.
now spotlight on you. I hope
Okay.
you've been planning you know, like when you go last in class and you're
That's
just
not
like,
true at
you
all
don't listen to
because
anybody
he's,
and you're
he's
just
a
thinking
class
about
clown that no one cares about. So
It's facts. It's facts. We could really stop the podcast here and we'd be good. But so my name is Jacob the William the Third. My actual last name is Starr. But anyways, basically, so I ran into you like we basically subscribed to each other a long time ago.
I think I was at like 40K or something and you were at like 20 or something.
Yeah, and at the time, like I was out of everyone here, I'm probably the most into like video editing and cameras. I started off doing photography. Actually, I used to want to be a photographer when I moved to Hawaii back when I was like 18 and tried to like pursue that. Didn't work out. But yeah, so like I try to have like more of like I guess like video edits that I add and or incorporate into my YouTube channel. But my YouTube channel is predominantly me showing off Supreme, Palace, FTP. I try to show off other like more low-key brands that I think people should check out, like one being Born and Raised, which is my favorite brand. But yeah, so I don't know. I try to incorporate other like streetwear brands that I like. And so that's basically, I guess, what I'm known for. I would like to expand more into like video editing and do more of that. That's just not what, you know.
Are you talking about, so like, well, you do a ton of vlogs too, but when you say
Yeah.
video editing, are you talking about like those, are you guys familiar with like those like crazy travel edits that people do that go viral? Like Sam Calder and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, those are sick.
fuck.
There's actually a
John
kid from
Olsen.
Toronto. Yeah, yeah.
I would love to do that, but I just like the amount of time invested for what you get back is like
It's like you make one
Their
video.
life looks so crazy though in those videos, like
Oh,
jumping
yeah.
off cliffs with like models and shit. What's that guy's name? Fuck, with the long hair.
Rory Kramer.
No, like he's like ripped, always with models.
That guy's really nice. But Jay Alvarez.
Jay Alvarez.
There you
yeah,
go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Cody Co video.
Yeah, he did a video.
He's like, all these guys' lives are so sick. Like he like just water's so
the blue water.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
he's like the
Yeah,
blue ass
Cody
water.
Co's
Yeah, the
hilarious.
Korea Tyler
Yeah,
so
Korea
like
Tyler
cracks
video.
me up. You guys familiar with this kid?
Yo, my friend knows him like
It's
personally.
like it's so funny.
guy is really-
I love it in an ironic
I
way.
do like a lot of his video edits.
No.
though.
He's genuinely a good editor. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. He is a good.
Wait. Tell it to the people.
What's his name?
Create Tyler.
Create Tyler.
Tyler.
No.
It was super cringe, but like it was like it blew up on YouTube. It had like millions of
It
views.
was a good edit.
He had a viral called
Yeah,
like
but
Why I
He's
Dropped
like
Out.
a scammer.
It's like the
That's-
dude with the
yeah.
Lamborghini in the library.
Here in my Hollywood Hills.
Oh,
mansion.
Ty Lopez.
Knowledge.
Yeah,
no,
no.
he's not a scammer.
You
though.
don't.
Heard
you
he
don't-
is.
You
So
don't.
if you
No, he
look,
doesn't scam.
H3H3 actually went back. Like he's actually wealthy off.
He's
this
very
stuff.
rich.
Like he's like.
No,
Do you know what I like
H3H3 called
more
him
than
out for that
Lamborghini?
house, and
He
he
had
actually does
questionable,
still
like-
live in that house.
He does, yeah.
He had like
Like-
questionable things that like he didn't like
Wait.
say the truth.
Do you know what he says that's facts though? You know what?
Knowledge.
Do you know what I like more than this Lamborghini?
Books.
Books. No
These
knowledge.
7 new bookshelves I had.
Yeah, these 7
Knowledge.
bookshelves
I say that in my videos all the time. I
Then-
just
So
made
was
it.
that Lamborghini actually his?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
he's actually
like,
rich.
actually
He's
rich.
actually
That's
stupid
the
rich.
thing. So the Create Tyler thing is a little bit different. A lot of people, I don't know Create Tyler's background, but basically he says that he doesn't come from his parents' money, that it's not his parents' money, and that he actually just does social media stuff. All I really know about the kid is I did hear about the whole scan thing, but all I really know is that he is a good video editor. Like
Yeah, he is a good.
that's all I
video
can
editor.
really judge is that he actually is good at what he does, and so it's like I can't really say much else about him, but he does kill it like with some of those edits. I'm watching it and I'm just like, okay, this is gas.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I have all love for everyone. It's just like funny to me, like those
But
type
Cody
of
Ko's
videos.
videos on him is so funny.
Cody
But-
Co's a genius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cody Ko is definitely one of the best YouTubers
So
right now.
Yeah, I mean his channel blew up too. But freaking what happens though, like with like some of these YouTubers, they do just fake it till they make it, and then like even doesn't matter if he was, it does matter, but even if he was like faking it all and whatever, now he actually is like viral and he actually does have an audience, and he actually kind of
Ty or
no, like Korea Tyler.
Is he
and-
still
and
like?
Ty.
He's made a couple videos recently, right? But like he's not.
He's
like,
cleared up the. Did you like follow up with like how he had like that subscription box and
But
the
didn't he like
clothing?
not
Who?
really clear
Create
it up,
Tyler?
though?
Create Tyler.
Yeah, all that stuff was fake.
What was fake about it?
Like he,
Because that was clothing related.
yeah, I know. But he never shipped it out and like
Yeah.
never refunded people. Like, I mean, see, this is the thing about Ty Lopez. Ty Lopez is low-key a genius. He spent, I think, I saw it was like a crazy number. He spent like
because-
millions on ads on YouTube, but he
Yeah.
ended up making that times 4.
He was the
in
first
return.
person to really like.
Do that.
It was genius. Like it was. But like the Create Tyler guy, he kind of took advantage of social media in a negative way and just he blew up off of it, but then he didn't like fully, use his full potential that he had. He kind of just I don't even know if his intention was to scam people. I feel like he definitely
Like his intention
big
was
opportunity.
like more pure, but then it became something that went way over his head.
Yeah.
like a lot of people when they
yeah.
get a little bit of followers or a little bit of clout, they they
Yeah.
go south.
Yo, do you guys watch FouseyTube?
I
back
unironically
in the
love.
day.
Yo, okay,
Did you see
so
the crazy stuff he's doing?
okay,
I
but
think
did you
he's, like-
see what happened?
No,
No,
what
I
just
didn't.
happened?
Okay, so I just started
was
watching
doing
some
that
of his
live
shit like
stream, like,
3
an
days
hour
ago.
ago.
And he's been promoting this July 15th God
He was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
end,
what
ra-
was gonna happen
end
with it, yeah.
racism.
So yo, it's July 15th or 16th technically now.
Is it still going on the live stream right
Well, I'm looking at his tag pics and it says YouTuber FouseyTube event has gone terribly wrong and Live Nation mentions due to fraudulent criminal deception from what he is doing is illegal, not allowed.
What?
FouseyTube is now outside with the fans. I don't know what the fuck happened, but
now? What I enjoy about his content is like how.
yo, he's crazy.
That's what I enjoy. Is like.
So let's see what happened.
Well,
he kept saying Drake's gonna pull up.
No, he kept saying like he kept tagging he tagged like Floyd Mayweather and all these people. He's like, I know you're gonna come
let's
through.
see who showed up. Anyone without tickets?
Well,
There's-
no, the live stream before I left had like 50K live
had
viewers.
2 million.
No, the
That's
live
what he
stream.
said?
No, he said because he said it's gonna have 1 million live viewers. It still had 50K live viewers, which is
Yeah,
good.
but fuck, Ninja hits that every day playing Fortnite.
Sure, I mean, Ninja is like a different. That's another thing.
Oh, it says there was a bomb threat towards the
Well, he
venue,
did
and
put a
so
picture of
everyone
it.
was taken outside. The security said there was
Trolls. you
power
can't do
problems, but
anything.
Fuzi told everyone the truth.
Oh, it canceled.
Everyone is standing around outside for almost 2 hours, not knowing what was happening. Fuzi. So it doesn't sound like it was him. It sounds like someone else.
Well, he kept saying,
July.
he was
15th.
just
that was
about-
the thumbnail.
He was just about to tell the story about how he met Drake and the cops came, sirens blaring.
I was
to
actually
kick everyone
showing my
out.
mom. I was like, "What do you think of this guy?" And she's like, "He's just promoting." She's like, "He's crazy, but he might do it."
I mean, low key, Fusi, like he fell off in the last couple years. He used to be huge.
I feel like he's
But
starting to
I feel
pop
like it's
off
kinda
again.
Like
No,
by
he-
choice though.
I
feel like
think
it's
he
by
knows how to
choice.
cook.
It is, but I feel like he's trying to come
popping
back.
off again.
He's like a
I mean,
mad
I-
scientist.
Fuzi is actually like he knows what he's doing because he like falls like he was popping, fell off I think by choice,
He
and
just-
then he came back and popped again, and then fell off again, and then popped back again. Like he just comes in and out of the social space whenever
Yo,
he
he's
wants.
literally tagged Drake maybe like 30 times.
Yeah, he's
Definitely
definitely.
just trying to get his attention.
You know what I was thinking? My theory is like, okay, like you hype this thing up so much that everyone's gonna show up to watch it fail, and then you accomplish what you wanted to do because everyone shows up.
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of like the whole
It's a-
TanaCon thing. Like she put together that thing at her convention, hoping it would go well, and then she rents out a venue that's only for 3,000 people, and then 15,000 people show
Yeah.
up, and the whole thing gets screwed.
I just
so-
feel like
I feel like
Fuzi
that.
has
There
lot
was
more
a-
connections than Tana.
Well,
but
there
that's
was a-
bad. That's bad press. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Tana gets more views.
There was that whole Shane Dawson
She does.
documentary or something, and apparently it wasn't even 15,000. It was like
It was
5,000,
5,000 or
and they
whatever.
still couldn't even like.
But
Yo,
regardless,
His
like
hair tattoo shit is
Yeah,
crazy.
that is crazy.
He-
I watched that whole video. Like
That's the thing.
Yo,
like
he got it done, and then he wanted it darker or some shit, and the girl fucked it up, bro. Like it was bad.
that's a tattoo.
No, yeah, that's a tattoo. But then he got it removed all with laser and done again.
that's the
That
thing.
sounds
Like he
mad
makes
painful.
content
Yo.
that for some reason you can't help but watch.
I know.
And,
I
like-
agree, dude.
I don't like. I've only
It's
seen a couple of his videos. I didn't get too crazy about him.
It's-
all my
like
Arab
watching
friends
his
are
shit.
upset.
It's
It
like
depends on-
guilty
yeah, I don't
fucking
know.
pleasure.
Well, as a YouTuber myself, like I feel like it's part of my like business to be up on like what the top people are like doing, like kind of pay attention to what's going on. Like you got to pay attention to the culture that
100%.
you're a
Yeah.
part of.
I feel like
Absolutely.
Jake Paul fell off.
Oh,
Yo,
he's
I used
getting
to
a
hear
lot of
about him
views.
every day, and
Logan
his-
came up.
is his views the same?
They're lower,
they're
but they're
still-
not. He's still getting
Obviously,
like
he's
2
still
to 3
popular.
million.
Bro, 8
yeah.
hours ago, 1 million. 1 day ago, 2.3 million.
Yeah, but
No,
like,
they're still popping.
I feel like he
but
used to get like 4 or 5,
He used
6,
to get
7,
more.
8.
He used to get more. Yeah.
they're still popping, but now like
I mean, I feel like the real people in the culture are the people who have stuck around like forever. Like PewDiePie, bro.
Yeah.
He's like 66 million subscribers.
crazy.
PewDiePie
Like,
is
what?
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And he pushes out a video.
I've
every
never
single
watched a
day.
PewDiePie video in my life.
Really?
Bro, I said the same thing, and I started watching.
change
He's
your
actually.
No, he's
really
actually-
funny.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
I
never
always
watched a
say
video.
out of anyone to be like the #1 YouTuber,
Are you
I don't
into
mind
memes?
that it's him.
Yeah.
If you're into memes, you'll love PewDiePie. His
He has
entire,
this funny one
all
about
of his shit's about
beans.
memes. It's so fun.
I like that guy who does Content Cop.
iDubbbz. He's
iDubbbz,
hilarious.
Yeah,
Like iDubbbz,
iDubbbz is a
Joji,
legend.
or AKA Filthy Frank is
Mhm.
amazing.
He actually quit that to do music now.
Yeah, because he actually was going through a lot of like
He's
medical
actually
stuff.
really good too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you always have to adapt. Like that's why a lot of people fail is because they don't adapt. You know, they just kind of stick to one thing and they fall off by doing that one thing because
Yeah.
that one thing is not popular anymore. Like a lot of people are old heads and they're like, I'll only do this and won't adapt. You know, like I said, I only used to call out people who wear fake Yeezys. Now I do fake Supreme, fake luxury goods like Louis Vuitton and stuff like that, and people love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm eventually gonna change my name to @Busta, you know, and that's
Yeah.
like the next step. So,
That's so important.
I feel like in any brand, it's really important to change and to stay up with the times. Like as with any artist, you know, like if you listen to Drake's first album versus the one he just dropped, it's entirely different. Kanye West, you know, The College Dropout and Late Registration are not
Yeezus.
even remotely close to what just came out, like Ye, you know, or Yeezus or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy or The Life of Pablo. Like every single album is different, and that's because like they're changing with the times. Like, you know, with Tupac, people are like, yeah, you know, if Tupac was around now, he would have shot himself. I'm like, no, like Tupac
would-
would have also changed. You know, Tupac would be a completely different artist. He'd be like Nas now. You know, he would be
Yeah.
like Jay-Z, you know, like still kind of like old school hip hop, but in a sense he still would have changed, you know. He obviously wouldn't have been like Lil Pump, but I feel like if he was smart, he would change with the times, because like that's what you're supposed to do. You're not going to wear the same pair of jeans for the
Yeah.
rest of your life,
Yeah.
unless you're a loser.
That's why I even started this.
Just kidding.
That's why I even that's like literally just to
Sorry.
prove that point. I started this. I mean, I was doing strictly like the software tutorials. I'm like, okay, like eventually I'm going to teach everything, and people are going to like learn and like not care anymore. Well, I have this leverage. Let me get on camera. Let me talk about this. Let me talk about that. Let me start this podcast. Let me grow my
This is
Instagram.
very smart.
And you know what's like crazy is like, what the heck? I'm like sitting here with like 3 dope dudes that if I didn't have
2.
this
Jacob doesn't
podcast,
count.
Jacob's a bitch. So.
I mean, if I didn't have this podcast,
Stop texting.
I was
my mom.
including myself and then not excluding Jacob. I was like me,
Oh,
Kai. But if
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't,
okay, in that case it is 3.
but it's like if I didn't
Me,
like,
myself, and I.
yeah, if I didn't diversify, like, you don't know what doors you're like closing out on yourself by like keeping everything in one basket.
Oh, whoops.
Even like you were saying with like
Whoops.
these
You need to
brands
stop
that we
texting
all
my
talk
mom,
about.
bro.
Your mom's too cute. Sorry, son. But so no, I definitely agree with that though. Like I think like a lot of YouTubers that I talk to, their goal is just to like get bigger on YouTube, and like I don't want to, like I don't plan. I
Such
shouldn't
a
say I don't
rat
want to, but
race.
I shouldn't, like I don't plan on doing YouTube forever.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like
Has any platform lasted like more than 10 years?
well, YouTube. I think YouTube's been over for 10 years.
2006.
Oh,
Six.
Twitter is 12 years old.
Yeah, yeah,
YouTube.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
We see
But,
the-
like I think
things die. Like
it's hard.
Vine
It's
and
hard when you become
Snapchat.
It's
Even
hard
but
when
the
you
reason
become
why
that
Vine died
monumental though.
is
Like,
Instagram.
Well,
Instagram
no,
killed it.
the reason why Vine died
the
is because they didn't
creators.
adapt. They didn't
They
see
just
that.
kept doing the same shit.
Exactly. Like the thing is, like, with YouTube, they're adapting. I mean, like we can argue that they're kind of going the wrong way, in my opinion, now,
Why? Why do you think that?
because of like the whole demonetization thing and the whole
Yeah.
PC culture. Like don't get me wrong, I don't agree with people, you know, being racist online and putting others down and stuff like that. But at the same time, like if I want to say the word shit in my video, I shouldn't be demonetized.
Yeah.
And like also like they're handpicking their creators, and like the trending
Yeah.
page is not the trending
Yeah,
page.
yeah,
The trending
there's-
page is what the YouTube
They
gods want it to be. You know what I mean?
They showed that. Yeah.
And like with the whole demonetization thing, like every single one of my videos, once they're uploaded, get demonetized instantly. Like
Really?
every single one.
Why?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's
I have
crazy.
no
It's
idea.
some sort of like tagging automation.
I have no
robot.
idea, bro.
yeah,
like
that used to happen to me all
like,
the time,
it-
but I just stayed patient, and now I haven't dealt with it nearly as much. But
Yeah.
that happened to me for like it happened for like a solid like 6-7 months. I
Me
didn't have
too.
a single video that
Me
did
too.
not get demonetized.
like my last few videos have been green immediately, but yeah, I mean, now recently I haven't had to deal with it, but every time I reported it or asked for it to be reviewed, it would instantly turn green because like they messed up. It's not my fault, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why.
That speaks into like figure out your actual business. Like Kai's got the legitimate businesses, brand
We
deals.
have the illegitimate businesses selling drugs
like,
and methamphetamines.
No.
I am not involved.
Not legitimate. I meant like physical, like
kidding.
physical
I,
food.
smoke
More like
the
brick and
alcohols.
mortar type
perishable.
stuff.
I have like digital products that I sell, and you have like merch and all these other services that you sell. Working with brands, so like if that YouTube ad dollar went away, it doesn't matter because like for every
I
dollar,
don't even really look at the ad stuff.
yeah, it
the
does.
ad
It's
revenue.
not
It's-
sustainable, and if you try to do
Yeah,
that, you're
it's-
gonna work yourself to like you're gonna burn out because you have to be getting like 5 million, 10 million views a month for just ad dollars purely to be.
People like, you know, whenever anybody asks me like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a YouTuber, which I never say anymore. They're like, yeah, you must be rich. And I'm like, bro.
I never know how to describe
Yeah,
myself.
people don't realize like the AdSense money is really fucking. It's bullshit, actually.
I still say I'm a YouTuber because I genuinely don't know what else. Like I'll usually say like
That's a good.
I make
problem.
I hate
videos
that
on
word, though.
YouTube.
I say social media marketer because I technically market myself on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I should
Yeah.
still saying that.
That
I
sounds
always,
so much better.
I always just say I make YouTube videos, and then they'll be like, what do you do? And I'm like, I just basically show off clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
depends on
then
who's
so I feel
asking.
so- weird, like-
I'm naked on the camera and I get paid to have
yeah,
sex.
just that's all I do.
I make videos sound swear. Sometimes I start with that. Like
I don't even
I
say
make
it. I just.
I work for Pornhub.
Sometimes I say now recently if I'm feeling like stupid, I'm like I'm me. I'm just me for a
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a cocky asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like to watch me.
How's it
Okay,
gonna
sure.
take you to edit this? Do you think?
Well, the thing is, I watch them all over, so just the time it takes me.
Itself is like,
Like,
an hour and some
okay,
change.
yeah, let's talk about editing. Like, after I shoot this, what happens
hate
is like,
Same.
I love editing.
Yeah.
as long as
It's
not
fun,
been
but I hate how
unboxing,
time
like,
consuming
it's
it is.
Especially if I know my
tedious.
content that day wasn't that good. I'm like, fuck, bro.
How do you
like,
feel
I'm gonna
about
have to,
editing stuff like
shoot some
this
shit
as
and pretend
opposed
it
to
was that
editing
day,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something
yeah.
that
On
you're
the
actually
same clothes.
inspired? 'Cause, like
Yeah,
editing stuff
exactly.
like this is very repetitive, very monotonous. It's just
This
cut
is my
this,
least
cut delete,
favorite
cut
type
delete,
of
cut delete.
editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
This-
feel like this editing's easy. You just
It's
It's
easy,
easy,
but
but
it's
it's not
boring,
that
bro.
Yeah, it's very
It doesn't
boring.
Yeah,
inspire
agreed.
you.
It's not like
like,
creative and shit. You know?
Agreed.
Exactly.
this is not creative editing. It's just like logistical editing. Like, okay, trim this, cut this. Align
very
the audio.
mind-numbing,
I have to
like-
go through every mic, align it, make sure it's
Oh, no,
level.
that's annoying.
Are you
do
guys
it.
all one-man teams? Basically?
Essentially, not really.
But
I
aside
mean,
from like
friends
some,
and family help me
yeah.
out, but
like, yeah, that's the thing. I'm a one-man
I don't have
team.
like a hired
This
like
is some of the
person.
stuff he
Same.
just did for me.
Yeah, so I have to.
Like he did
I
so-
shoot
he
this
did, like, my
all.
logos, but
You
he
can
can
vouch
make
for
it, like,
this. I
move and
set it
stuff,
all up
you know what I mean?
myself.
It's crazy.
It's good, right?
Can you hook me up with them?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna edit it all,
I'll put you
and
in a group
then
chat with
also like I snippet it for Instagram. I snippet it for this.
It's a
I
lot.
caption it for Instagram too. So like when people are watching, and that's
What do
the
you
other
mean?
thing. Like I want to send you guys all stuff because a lot of this stuff might even be more interesting and valuable for your audience rather than people who are just hearing about you from me. It's like people want to hear about that story, and like I'll cut it up for you, caption it. So like when I mean caption, like the open captions on the bottom where you can read what's going on.
Yeah.
Because
Do you
there's this
type
like
that yourself.
there's a captions tool in Premiere. It's super tedious. You go through and you caption it.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, on Instagram,
I
so many
know.
people watch on mute or like they're just in class scrolling, and there's like a statistic. I think if a video is captioned, it just gets like 50% more engagement.
but they have
or
the
something.
auto captions, right?
On YouTube, but not Instagram.
Oh.
Like so on Instagram, you ever see those like meme type
I
of?
would rather blow my brains out.
It's just like something for engagement. It's just like
Yeah,
one of those
that's,
things.
Captions
yo,
for what?
that's a
Yeah,
grind,
is it?
dude.
Yeah, that's
I know a
Oh, you're gonna put
YouTuber
captions
that's
on
like this Vietnamese dude, Benjamin Tran. Shout out to Ben. He does his shit in Vietnamese and English and captions it in both.
But that's
And bro, and his vlogs are an hour long.
it's crazy.
That's
Well,
crazy.
people like there's services now. Like once you start getting the resources, like I'm just now getting to the point where like
Jesus,
I can
Jacob.
try to hire
Oh
someone
my
to
God.
help or
Yeah,
whatever.
you're typing a novel.
Jeez, you got a novel.
Bro.
right
Definitely
there.
an argument with a girl, no?
No, in my defense, it was a novel. A novel.
Can you stop?
Holy.
The
Stop
last time I
Next
said-
argument with a girl?
That's the last
This
time.
is my mom.
No.
Stop texting my mom.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I like I enjoy doing the travel vlogs. I enjoy doing the lookbooks. The unboxings are definitely like a little less fun for me just because it's just me playing back, and I suck at talking. So I feel like for me, I have so many times where I have to chop it up, and like a 10-12 minute video is like 35 minutes of me talking, and so it's just me chopping it up and cutting stuff
Listening.
out. Like
You guys ever like
I hate that.
you ever think in your head how weird it is, like how many times you watch over yourself and like review? Like I've listened to my own voice and watched myself, and like one time I took a picture of me editing myself, and I was like, "This is
Inception.
just the weirdest
Inception.
Inception."
Yo,
Yeah.
you know what I think is cool about YouTube though? Like when we're like 50, 60 years old, we're going to be able to look back on these videos and have like an organized chronological like
Yeah,
almost
like-
a diary.
vlog.
agreed.
Yeah,
Even
yeah. It's
now,
going to
like-
be crazy. Like they'll always
It's
be
just
there.
like it's like photo albums back in the
Yeah,
day, you know, like
yeah.
Polaroids back in the day, except now it's like digital content.
Imagine you had
know? It's
vlogs
crazy.
and you're like 10. Like I would watch my old vlogs.
Yeah.
No?
Some
Yeah.
kids nowadays are.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
It's
like,
amazing.
yeah, even now, like just I have a vlog. I tried vlogging like for a little bit, and I have vlogs that are like now hitting that 1-year-old mark, and I go and I'm like going to class and like I'm like, holy, this is like crazy, and like I'm like, guys, I'm trying to grow my Instagram, and I was at like 5K or something, and I'm like, wow, I did it. And
Yeah.
I'm like looking back on myself, but it's like you get to be like, I'm in this conversation right now, but once I edit it and once I edit it and we can all watch it, you get to be also like a viewer of your own conversation. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we can look back on this and reflect, you know, which is
Yeah.
really cool. But yeah.
I think one of the reasons, like I was saying before, is I'm drawn to your channel is because I do actually enjoy editing. I would like to learn about Premiere more, but it's just
If you guys ever make the
Premiere's-
switch, I'll hook you up with the resource bundles.
Premiere is just a lot more like complex than Final Cut. Final Cut, I mean, granted, you can do more for sure, You know, like we were talking about Young Tada. Like Young Tada does crazy work, and like, I mean, I know he edits all his stuff in Premiere.
But at the end of the day, it's like when you're watching a video, do you necessarily know what program it was made in? Especially if you have, like my homie does.
I definitely can't tell.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Doesn't matter.
It's like
how it
the end
got
product's
there.
all that
Yeah.
matters.
But I think it's more or less.
stock.
But I've seen people edit some cool stuff in iMovie, so I think it's more or less just that he did. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
No.
what you're saying is you can kind of learn yourself and on top of that, like iMovie is like a more limited like program compared to like there's
That's why they
different
have Final
tiers.
Cut.
You know, like there is a Vegas that somewhat compares to Final Cut
Yeah.
or Premiere. But I've seen some dope content that come
Yeah.
from iMovie for sure.
Yeah.
But you have to like know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like once you know how
It's like
to.
you ever watch like Philip Bloom?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's shot videos on like the most random obscure little objects. Like he did a challenge with like Digital Rev where they shot on
used
like
to
this
love
little
that
thing, and
channel.
like that video was like they kind of killed it for like what they had, you know.
Yeah, I love that series they did.
Yeah, I
There's
like
this
that
channel
too.
called Digital Rev, and they like they would take
Some of the best
pro
reviewers.
photographers but give them toy cameras, like
And
little,
they came up with dope shit.
and just see what they came up
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
And like a
Fuck,
lot
I'm
of
gonna
times,
check that out tonight.
yeah, a lot of times they would come up with like really
And
dope
Philip
results.
Bloom is sick. Like, I mean, I first came across his work actually from the A7S review that he did, which was like blew up for
Yeah,
him.
I've never been much of like a Sony guy, but only just recently have I
Oh,
been.
yeah,
like,
you fucked up. Sorry.
No, Sony for video is so buttery. Like
It's so nice.
I actually,
Sony is a game changer. Like,
I'm gonna sell my Canon tomorrow and get some.
yeah, that's the thing. I'm not like brand loyal to anything.
I mean, I'm
just-
not either, but like Sony's killing it, and it's
Well, I
mostly
am,
because
but-
like it's not really a fair comparison because Canon doesn't really care. Like, I know some people might disagree with this, but I personally feel like Canon and Nikon don't really care about consumer DSLRs, and the reason for that is because Canon makes their money in Hollywood. They sell ridiculously expensive cameras for movie sets. Nikon has $1 million contracts with the military. I used to be in the military. When we shoot M16s down the range, they use Nikon lenses to see where our bullet lands.
That's
you know,
crazy.
like, so like they don't care about consumer electronics. And like Sony like kind of came, I mean, obviously Sony for so long, like they've switched their mount so many times, like that's why Sigma just now finally made lenses for the FE mount, because like they wanted to wait and see if Sony was actually going to stick with the FE mount or have some other, you know, mount. But like,
No idea.
and so it's like I just feel like Sony is genuinely killing it. You know, like I was out shooting with two photographers that are really dope in Washington, Firsty and Rob CC, Rob Dot. Anyways, it's Rob Dot CC. But
Shameless plug.
they're dope. Anyways, so they shoot on a 1DX, and like they use the electronic, the EVF, and
Yeah.
they were just like, this is like the EVF alone is insane, you know. And I will say, like, when it comes to like color reproduction, I love Canon's. Like Canon kills it. Like their color accuracy is great.
Yeah.
But Sony's just, when it comes to like tech and what they're coming out with, they are just murdering the game. And
Yeah.
mirrorless is so easy. Minus sensor cleaning, mirrorless is so great.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
why
mirrorless.
I'm still like I'm shuffling my gear setup. Like I sold everything but this little Canon G7X, and I have like a nice Canon lens at home. But you're like, I don't know what he's talking about. He's just talking about like the mounts. Like you know how each body has
How
the
you
lens.
stick your lens.
So
to
like
it.
the Sony lenses don't fit on the Canon lenses, and the Canon lenses.
Like an adapter type thing.
Yeah, so you need like an adapter type of thing. And
which are like don't usually work as well.
But like I have a nice L lens sitting at home that I don't know if I want to keep or like sell because I don't know what I'm gonna get.
But see,
next.
you can just, I don't know if
That goes
I don't
into,
know if,
like-
I don't know if focus peaking works on the L lens, but then it's like you can even use focus peaking. So manual focus is so beautiful on a Sony. Like,
Well, that goes into what we were just talking about like tools. This is a question I get so much in my DMs, like, what camera do you recommend for me? Or like, hey, this is what I
such a
can
hard
you
question
recommend
to
me a
answer.
camera? But I'm like, there's just no best camera. Like it's
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well,
I
what?
think that you can create with anything. Like I don't think it's good to start out with the latest and greatest gear because it doesn't push you to strive to create, right? So like it just becomes easy. Like I feel like I see a lot of photographers or a lot of people that have money and they just buy the latest and greatest stuff and they don't really work up to anything. So they don't learn how to use the more basic product, right? But I will say that I think that there are best cameras for photos, best cameras
there's
for
like
videos.
the heavy hitter rank, like high
But there isn't a
rankers.
perfect camera. I think
That's
you're
what I
trying to
mean.
say.
There's
Yeah,
no
okay, that's
perfect
fair.
camera
That's
for
fair.
you. Like I can't prescribe you based off of no information. Like oh, yeah, just get the Sony A7 III or whatever.
The A7R is close to perfect.
I can
minus
chime in a
the
little
no
bit.
flip out screen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise my hand and try to chime in a little
I
bit.
like that.
right before I started vlogging, I didn't know whether to get a Canon or a Sony, and I watched like countless videos like Casey Neistat
fucked up and
and
got a
like all these
Sony.
other people, and like
Canon.
you're trash.
Like I said he fucked up and got a Sony, but I meant to say he fucked up and got a Canon. Karma.
But I mean like I didn't know, and like ideally to get to mix the A7S II with the Canon 80D, I feel like that would have been a perfect camera, because for me at least, because the Canon has such amazing lenses and also has the flip out screen, and like it's a lot
Crucial.
easier user face than like the
I think it's
Sony.
more durable too.
Agreed. Yeah, and it's
It's heavy.
exactly if those two cameras had a baby, it would be a perfect camera. But like obviously that's not going to exist, because these big brands, they want you to buy both cameras. You know what I mean?
I've seen that perspective too.
Yeah. So that's that's how I felt, and I got the 80D just because I felt like I literally got the exact same setup that Casey Neistat has.
Yeah.
Same lens, same everything, and like shout out to Casey. Like he's actually a really cool guy. Like really, I'm about to go film something with him next week. But like I got exactly what he got, because I felt like learn from the greats, and then eventually get to the Sony and all that stuff, because Jake Paul was using a Sony, but when I first started, I was like, do I really need 4K?
Yeah.
Like the human eye can't even tell the difference between 1080p and 4K anyway.
And when it's playing on a phone.
On YouTube, it's terrible regardless. So I was like, you know what? Like, let me save $2,000 and put that to somewhere else. And now, like, I'm lucky enough to be able to afford both, whereas back then I wasn't. So I think it's very important for people to like understand that they don't need the latest and greatest thing, like Jacob was saying, and then, like it's not the perfect camera just because you spend $4,000. That's how I felt.
I always say that's the answer I've come up with. It's like,
oh, granted, this camera's also not cheap. Don't get me wrong. Like I had to, get do a lot of shit for this.
And
but
mine's
like at the
better,
same
yeah.
time, it's like it's important to understand that. Yeah.
And my
that's
camera's
the
better than
answer I
yours.
always give everyone.
When you're whispering in the microphone, people. can
I
hear
said
you.
my camera's better than yours.
You're right. It is.
No, the answer that I've come up
Just
with that's
kidding.
the best answer.
I have no response to that.
Yeah,
It is.
true. You don't even really care. I just love my camera
Wait, do you
so
have
much.
the
It's like
flip
my
out screen?
baby.
Do you have the flip out screen?
Sadly, I
That's
do
that's
not.
what I
Flip-out
thought.
screen is
That's what I
crucial.
thought.
But I will say,
Boom.
I will say though, with the baddest, the 18, like I
heard
know I'm always in frame.
I heard
Yes,
the battery life on the Sony's terrible compared to the
Nope,
Canon.
they fixed it. Take that.
Oh.
Take that. The battery life is actually superb now.
Oh, shots fired.
Battery's a lot smaller too, right?
I think now the battery, I don't know it depends on which Canon, but I don't know exactly how big their batteries are, but the older batteries were smaller. Now the new batteries, like I started the day with 11%. I think I have 8%. Like granted, I haven't been
Damn.
shooting all day, like I've been just getting clips here and there, but I mean, you guys saw me use it. Only losing 3% is not.
I'd say
Do
just
you
like
think you're
a spare battery and
You're
a
gonna make him
battery
have to
and
cut out something
camera.
again.
I mean, are we gonna make out again?
I was trying to say that's the answer I've come up with. It's like do a little bit of research, figure out your budget, kind of just like pick one, and then once you use it, after a little bit, you're like, oh, I really wanted a flip out screen, or I enjoy 60 frames per second, or I want to
Right.
120, and then you just constantly like buy, sell, trade until you find like that setup that really grooves with
And
you.
the other thing
that's
too is like
constantly
if you
changing.
genuinely want, like, I don't know, like I see a lot of people, and even for me, like when I first started doing photography, I started on a point and shoot. Like I didn't have money for a nice SLR or lenses or anything, and it took me a long time to get to the point. I think everyone wants to save up.
So I'm just gonna
Switch over. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
we're gonna
at the-
wrap up anyway.
yeah,
it's like an hour and a half,
didn't
and I want to go to
expect it-
sleep.
Yeah, I didn't
so
expect it to
Yeah, we
go
gotta
much
wake up
longer.
How
super
long have
early
we been
tomorrow
doing
morning.
this?
An hour and a
Probably-
half.
Well, probably an hour 20. Hour
I'm
20.
fucking hungry right now.
Yeah,
Dude,
so-
and I want to go to bed because I have to wake up at
Yeah,
8 for
I was
breakfast.
gonna wrap it
You
up.
have to go to breakfast at 8 in the
I
morning.
know.
So, anyways, so yeah, all I was gonna say is that like,
Might as well just do that.
hey,
I feel like it'll be
we're wrapping
shit.
it up.
All right, guys,
feel
pulling
bad.
all the threads
I shouldn't have
together
gone there.
here.
Right.
I
So-
shouldn't have gone there.
So, anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are so focused on trying to get the latest and greatest, and I think that if you just get a camera that works for you, and if you do want to save, like I know people that like they'll complain about like not having a camera, but then they'll go spend their money on like just stupid shit. And it's like, if you really like, if that is your passion, like save them and get a camera. Cause I just feel like something like that, like learning a new skill is so much more important than like frivolous shit. Granted, that's not for me to say, you know, like I was telling someone about like how like I sometimes think I wasted so much money on clothes, but then it's like, they brought up like, yeah, but if you didn't do that, would you have what you have now? Would
that
you?
led you to.
And it's like, yeah, you're right. Like if I didn't spend all this money on clothes when I was younger, and like I would have just spent the money on traveling, that might have led to a different opportunity, but I wouldn't have what I have now, you know? And so it's like,
follow your like interests.
yeah. And I guess just follow it like completely, you know, don't just like half-ass it. If you genuinely want to follow photography, if you want a dope camera, just like try your everything, give up whatever you need to do, sacrifice whatever you need to sacrifice to get that camera. But
Agreed.
anyways,
All right, so to wrap it all up, we're gonna do like a
go
group
follow me on Instagram,
makeup.
the Starr Life, TheStarRlife. You guys can follow them on Instagram. It's not as
Yeah.
cool as my Instagram, but it's close.
Everyone's everything is gonna be linked.
But my Instagram is the best. Their
Jacob's
YouTube is
Instagram
better
is
than
trash.
mine.
But follow everyone on
Yeezy Busta-
Instagram
Yeezy
for
Busta
sure.
is famous. He reminds me every morning. He actually calls me every morning to let me know that he's more famous than me. Kai Bentley is rich and successful. He calls me every morning to tell me that he's more rich and successful than me. So please give me a pity follow on Instagram, the Starr Life, TheStarRlife. Thank you.
That's it. All right, let's wrap
Snorted.
it. You guys,
It was that bad.
I appreciate that you wrapped.
That was amazing. Goodbye.
Thank you guys.